Well, it's pretty clear that the Houston Texans are really going for it. This offseason has really been aggressive. And there's one more player out there that the Texans are being linked to, 8-time Pro Bowler, all pro guy. And so we're going to look at that and how we could benefit the Texans. Plus, we're going to look at Tank Dell at the last half of the video and remember how good he was. And now he's going to be coming back from injury. And you didn't have him the last few games. So I can't wait to see what Tank Dell's up to. So here we go. Free agent Patrick Peterson is no longer an elite player, but the 8-time Pro Bowler could still support one of the best teams, NFL's best teams. And that's absolutely right. So here's what you've got. And this is now Patrick Peterson, if you've forgotten, he went to the Steelers, played a little bit. Now he was on, and this is why we bring this up, because he still wants to play. He was on a podcast, says he can absolutely be a really good slot receiver and or corner and cover the number 2 or 3 receiver in the slot. He wants it. Says, hey, I admit that I'm not like going to be cover your number 1 all day long, but I can be a really good dude at a nickel position because I feel I can excel at nickel. I feel I can guard whoever's your 2, 3, or 4 receiver. So with that being said, he still wants to be out there. It's like, okay, Peterson would be an insurance policy for CJ Henderson and Jeff Okudah. Remember, you've got Stingley. Then on opposite of that, is it Jeff Okudah, who's had an up and down career so far, but could possibly be pretty good? Don't know. Or is it CJ Henderson, who most people think that's probably the safer route, but they're both kind of like Now, if one gets injured and the other one's not ready, let's just say one of these guys is good and the other one isn't. Okay, cool. That's good. But then where's the depth? Because you're counting on one of these guys to be depth. So you could get Patrick Peterson and he would be depth there. He could be nickel corner and he can play safety because he played safety at the Steelers. So he signed a 2-year deal with the Steelers last year, but he only saw 1 season with the team. Entering the year as a corner, the veteran played a little bit of safety as the season progressed. While the probable Hall of Famer says he wants to stick to corner in 24, he might have to play some of a hybrid role in 24. So learning a new position on the fly isn't easy, but transitions like this have happened. Charles Woodson has done it as they get later in their career. Now, Peterson is older, but the thing that you're looking at here is not necessarily, all right, man, be the guy that you were in 2013. That's not it. It's just, hey, you're a veteran guy. You know how to work. And we're serious about this run at the Super Bowl is what this signing would be. However, there are enough good defensive backs to go around, and there aren't, enough good defensive backs to go around, and Peterson should receive some interest, but as a safety, corner, or some hybrid of the two. So it goes on to share a couple more teams that would be interested. And the reason I like this, and I think you go for it if you're the Texans, is because it is hard to find corners, and this is a 1-year. It's no long term. You're not locked into anything, and you know that this deal isn't going to mess with CJ Stroud's deal down the road. So it's like, just do it, 1-year deal. Let me know your thoughts in the comments on that. And by the way, we're Detroit Lions fans, but this channel is 100% about teams that we like talking about. And we found that we like talking about teams that kind of get overlooked by the national media, and the Houston Texans are one of those teams for sure. And so we talk about them a lot on this channel. So make sure you subscribe if you're a Texans fan. All right, next one. If you look here at pretty good article put out right here, kind of predicting Tank Dell's season. Now, I always like and are fascinated by guys that ended the year on IR or that you've kind of forgotten about. Now, you didn't ever forget about Tank Dell, but it's like, oh yeah, he should come back, should be healthy. A guy that's only going to get better, right? With CJ Stroud as well. And so I'm excited to just see him and how he operates in this next year, because him and Stroud, man, they were able to just find a chemistry so early that it's kind of you wonder, like, what's this going to look like? So Tank Dell was one of the best receivers in the league on outbreaking routes last season, not amongst rookies, but all receivers. The fact that he hit or cleared 80% success rate on all 3 of the comeback out and corner routes in reception perception while running them. Okay, so what here they go. What they're saying is, here's the different routes that you can see. And so in 2023, last year, one of the things that's interesting is these out routes are difficult for the corner and the receiver. Usually it's a timing thing, and usually the quarterback has to have a really good arm to pull this off. So for a rookie to a rookie combination and Tank Dell being able to catch these out and dig routes, both on the left and right side, really incredible versus like, okay, go route, right? There's not much to that. I mean, there's some nuanced stuff, but it's like, do you have speed? Can the quarterback lay it out there? Or some of these corner post routes, dig out curls, that's more where you really get to see the chemistry between the receiver and the quarterback just has to be really good. So there are a lot of mouths to feed on the Texans offense now, specifically at wide receiver. Therefore, it's hard to predict how many targets Dell will get. But the reality is that if Stroud and Dell pick up where they left off in 23, the second year receiver will clear 1,000 yards easily. Now, 1,000 yards is kind of that benchmark where you would love to see him. And I totally agree. So the production prediction 70 receptions, 1,000 yards, and 10 touchdowns. That is so good considering Stephon Diggs, Nico Collins. You have a good tight end, Dalton Schultz. So I think that what's really cool about this is that is such a solid season, 10 touchdowns, 1,000 yards. I agree with that. Let me know in the comments, over or under 70 receptions. I think he'll get right there. I think he might go under that just because of the straight up targets, but it's still going to be a very efficient season if him and Stroud are just on the same page like they were last year. So it could be less. I think it'll be less, but that doesn't mean bad things at all. It just means less targets. And that's a good thing because targets are being spread out. You're keeping Diggs happy, the whole thing. So again, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Would you take Patrick Peterson? Is it worth it? Also, what do you think Tank Dell will do? And I'm really excited to see how the Texans operate this season, as they have really expedited this rebuild and said, all right, we're kind of going all in with Danielle Hunter, Joe Mixon, Stephon Diggs. Let's just kind of go for it. And in the secondary, though, is the one round out. The offenses round out. So could be all good. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you have been watching us for some time and have not subscribed, hit that subscribe button as we go in for 20,000 subs, and we'll see all of you on the next one.